Here we are at California Pizza Kitchen, and trying to find a way to make sure this phone doesn't fall over. Okay, I think I got it good there. Well, it's kind of tricky to be a good conversationalist if there's only one person one person involved, but I'll see if I can make some kind of interesting comments from time to time while I eat here. I just got out of seeing Paddington in Peru, and I liked it a lot. Hey, thank you. And I just had delivered here Aqua Panna. Natural spring water. Don't worry, I won't give away the plot of Paddington in Peru. But I was surprised at how good it was, actually, how close it was to Paddington 2 in quality. This is Adrian, and guess what my server's name is? Adriana. That might be a first. I don't remember that happening before. Oh, beautiful. You know what I like. Thank you.
Excuse me. We'll get our check. Do you want any boxes? Yeah. Small box. No ranch, yeah, I'll bring it on the side over.
Lemon wedge and a lime wedge. How about that? That's a first also. I haven't had lemon and lime wedges. Shall we shoot for 120? That's my new philosophy of life, to shoot for a lifespan of 120 years old. They say that's close to what the maximum is. And I'm sorry to say, I don't believe, it's just my opinion, but based on what I've read, I don't think that Jean Calment, is that her name? I don't think she actually made it to 122. I am persuaded that the switching places theory must be correct, that she switched places with her mother in order to keep the house, keep ownership of the house, way back in like the 1920s or 1930s. this water's from Tuscany. Oh. Bottle de Source, Aquapana, Scarperia e San Piero, Italy. How about that? Of course, that reminds me of a Seinfeld episode, right? Well, let's see if there's any surprises that pass by out there. I'm sorry to say that a couple times ago, it might have been 2-3 years ago, I came here.
Yeah, I will. I'll check it over. You want me to redeem them if they're perfect? I'll be right back with that.
There was a thief standing out right around there somewhere, and he had a baseball bat sticking out of his backpack, which was his means of basically threatening his customers. Like, he was selling stolen tennis shoes, and if you caused any trouble, you get that baseball bat in his backpack. It's pretty menacing. Just think, wearing those stolen tennis shoes every day, you're gonna think about where they came from every day? No thanks. Not to mention, if we all bought tennis shoes that way, there wouldn't be any more.
So there weren't any points on there today, but I attached it for you. Okay, cool.
What kind of vehicle is this? I have to admit, you see this pickup there? I am biased. Every time I see a tall four-wheel drive pickup like that, I just assume it's some far out there, somebody far out there on the political spectrum, if there is a spectrum. who I don't agree with. I'm looking at a football game. Who's playing here? I can't quite make it out. Somebody's going for a field goal. 43-yard field goal. Let's see. Whoop. The ref is calling a foul. I don't know what that sign language is that the ref made. It looks kind of like traveling in basketball. Oh, are we going to try it again? Okay. Now it's 48 yards. Kicked by number 9. Wow. Field goal for Boswell. The Oscars, I didn't watch the whole Oscars. I was at a friend's house and I had to leave early to get home at a decent hour. I thought Conan did okay. He's a pretty cool guy. He sometimes, you know, goes over the top. I guess that's what he's well known for. I was told what movie won Picture of the Year, and I never heard of it. Independent movie? I don't know if the movie's coming through on the microphone. The music. I'm still trying to determine if it's actual popular music or if it's some kind of made up stuff that is made for cheap distribution. It's pretty sad when you can't tell the difference.
Let me know if you want something else. chilies or peppers?
It's good. Is there any salt? I hate to ask for
Any
salt.
salt? Yeah, of course. I'll bring it right
I'll use it sparingly.
No worries.
Thank
Here's
you.
some salt
All
and
right.
pepper for you. Okay.
Shall we make up new words? What was that trend when I was younger? Funny words to denote unusual situations, like magnocardic, magnocartic, magnocardic. When the shopping cart is mysteriously attracted to the nearest car. What happens if you have two pieces of pizza that aren't, or the cut between them wasn't cleanly made, so they're hard to pull apart? What do you call that? Oh, instead of a piece of pizza, you have a tweeze of pizza. TW, like two, does that make sense? Wow, they've got this salt so that you get very little bit of it out when you shake it. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't for me, the football tailgate parties at Fresno State probably wouldn't be in the location where they are. On the west side of the stadium towards the north. As a university student, I actually was in charge of parking that day on the west side of the stadium. And when the first RV came in, I decided it'd be better to send him north. My rationale was that the locker rooms were to the south, so they probably need to keep some open space down there for whoever belongs going into the locker rooms. Isn't that kind of strange? One little decision like that, where so many years, every year after all those tailgate parties and smiling and laughing people, I had something to do with their placement in space. It does feel a bit weird. And you know, being in education, as a graduate student, I've TA'd so many classes. I counted up the students once. There's a few thousand of them. And by chance, I did a sort on the, I pasted all the names into a spreadsheet, did a sort. I found one student who had me 3 times for 3 different classes. But also, when I was kind of a traveling private math tutor going to people's homes, I was very good at dropping little suggestions to students of things that might interest them in life. And I probably tutored at least 400 students over the years. So just think of all the possible influences that I could have had that I don't know ever came to fruition. Or just the fact that I saved them from failing in math. And gave them the option later to go into a technical field. And a couple years ago, Must have been during the pandemic. I looked up a former student from years and years ago, who was a kid. He must have been 13, 14 years old. I looked him up in order to ask him to give a message to his parents. But amazingly, so he's in his late 20s now. He's close to or got a license to be a psychologist. I was impressed. But can you imagine how important it is to influence people in the right way? So that he could be a good psychologist? Well, here's another Tweece of pizza. Okay, that one came apart. You know how they could have made that Paddington movie even better? They should have incorporated something about how trees, we've discovered in the not too distant past how trees can communicate with each other through underground connections. Somehow it involves fungus somehow. I'm not sure how it works, but that would have been really cool in the Paddington movie. to have like one tree send a message out that there's danger, we need to save Paddington or whatever it might be. I actually wrote a poem about a giant sequoia tree once. Well, a couple of poems.
Good over here? Yes?
Yeah.
Do we want any desserts or just the check?
No, that's okay. Thank you. Here, just want to take this?
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
You? I'll be right
All
back.
right. Okay.
If you give me something, I can clean it up for you.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Roll for a second.
Well, I finally get a view of the end zone. It's the Browns versus somebody. pretty embarrassed because I don't know what city the Browns are from. Is it Cleveland? Number 0 on the Browns, is that it? Looks like they're hurrying because the clock is running down. I'm not quite sure what I think about this number 0 business or number 00 business. I guess if you desperately wanted to have a number in the single digits, that's the way to do it. Can't miss this opportunity to leave a generous tip for someone named Adriana. You know who the last Adriana was in my life? Slightly melancholy story now, but it wasn't when I met her. I dated a girl in South America named Adriana, or more exactly, Adriana. What a crazy date that was. We actually went to a casino to play blackjack. And we won. And years later, when we reconnected online, I found out that because of my influence, she had actually done a lot of that over the years. She taught herself some kind of card counting system. I should have asked her for more details, but apparently she enjoyed doing it. Tell you what though, one time at the casino, not with Adriana, but another time, I was by myself. Oh, it was at a resort which coincidentally was connected with this academic conference I was attending. And I left the table and I had these 2 huge chips. And I knew exactly how much they were worth. 40,000 new pesos. 20,000 each. And I went to cash them out and the clerk only gave me 20,000 worth. 20,000 new pesos worth. I gave him a dirty look and he coughed up the other half. Sneaky, huh? I hate to think that they deliberately gave me easy cards so that I'd win, so that they could take advantage of a sucker. That's a possibility. But anyway, when I came back to the United States, I never tried that again. Thank you. All right, here's this.
Thank you.
See you next time. Wow, we're coming up on 45 minutes. That means we have enough space left over to make this a 1-hour show with commercials. Isn't that horrible? How 15 minutes or more of an hour show is commercials? I can barely stand it anymore. I'm so glad we have DVRs. Signing off, everybody. Thanks for joining.